Putin will understand.
Yes, Professor Veselin Popovsky, thank you very much for joining us here on NewsX World. Pleasure to have you as always. We now move over to the Indo-Pacific, where in a meeting with South Korean President Lee Jae-myung, US President Donald Trump said he wants the United States to take ownership of the land where US bases are located in South Korea. At the same time, he stressed on South Korea paying more to host some 28,500 American troops. Earlier, President Trump accused South Korea of being a money machine that takes advantage of American military protection. Meanwhile, South Korean President Lee Jae-myung stated that he and US President Trump discussed modernizing the two countries' alliance during their summit talks. He also said that he is working on trilateral alliances with Japan, the United States in the region. Let's listen in to what both leaders had to say.
But we have a very good relationship militarily. They would say, but we gave you land. I said, no, you didn't. You lease us land. There's a big difference between giving and leasing. And maybe one of the things I'd like to do is ask them to give us ownership of the land where we have the big fort. You know, we spent a lot of money building a fort, and there was a contribution made by South Korea, but I would like to see if we could get rid of the lease and get ownership of the land where we have a massive military base.
오늘 트럼프 대통령과의 정상회담에서 한미 동맹을 안보 환경 변화에 발맞추어 더 호혜적이고 미래지향적으로 현대화해 나가자는데 뜻을 함께 모았습니다. 미국의 대한 방위 공약과 한미 연합 방위 태세는 철통같이 유지될 것입니다. 동시에 한국은 한반도의 안보를 지키는 데 있어 보다 주도적인 역할을 앞으로 해 나갈 것입니다. 저는 이번 방미에 앞서서 마당을 같이 쓰는 이웃 일본을 먼저 방문하고 왔습니다. 트럼프 대통령께서도 일기 때부터 한미일 협력을 강조해 왔던 것을 기억합니다. 저는 트럼프 대통령과 함께 굳건한 한미 동맹을 바탕으로 한미일 협력을 긴밀히 다져 나갈 것입니다.
We're now joined by Dr. Sanjay Kumar, who's a journalist at the Korea Herald, and he joins us live from Seoul. Dr. Kumar, as always, pleasure to have you here on the program. What is the feeling in the South Korean capital now since President Lee launched his charm offensive in the Oval Office against Donald Trump? There were, of course, fears before him entering this meeting, given his Truth Social tweet. But what is your analysis of that meeting since it has come to a conclusion?
There was a panic late night just before the summit around 12:30 to 1 a.m. in the night. I'm talking about yesterday's night. There was a panic in the press, media, and the concerned people in Korea. And there were insecurities too that these factors may affect the negotiation process and the dialogue. Because, you know, like the Trump's style had been in news for many countries, and what happened last time during Zelensky's meeting, it was really disappointing to many of the people in Korea, and they were very afraid, like, not to repeat such kind of things or something similar. But very important thing is to note here is that people are now people have received it in a very positive way in Korea. And yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Dr. Kumar.
Yeah, so people have received the negotiations as much better than expected, because many negotiations have gone in right direction, and what Koreans were expecting is going in the right direction, and it looks like nothing negative has been there. So it is very positive mood here. The feelings among the Koreans is very positive, and they are thinking that in coming years, Korea will be more stable.
Dr. Kumar, thank you very much for joining us and giving us your insight on